Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Saltcast. It's been a little while since our last episode.
It's our first 2-week intermission.
Yeah, we're going back to we never went to it, but we're going to start doing the bi-weekly episodes now, so you guys can expect that.
Yeah.
We started off strong with those first 3 right off the bat. There's a lot going on and plenty for us to talk about.
And we actually got, viewers on our first 3, which was kind of a surprise. Usually it starts out no one's watching you, I would imagine, but we actually got a decent amount off the rip.
That was nice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I think everybody was a little bit surprised at how much attention it got. I mean, not that it was anything insane, but for our first time ever doing this, it was pretty cool to see. And we actually had people interacting with the pod too on Spotify and leaving comments and
just Spotify.
Yeah, and interacting with the polls and the questions and stuff. So that's always cool.
I got to make a Spotify so that I can actually say something as well and give us an extra view.
Yeah. So this episode's kind of going to be a little all over the place. We have a lot of stuff we want to talk about. It's kind of overarching. We're going to hit a lot of topics.
There's no common theme this episode.
I think this episode is kind of like our transition to finally start getting into some games too.
Yeah. We're gonna be hitting all kinds of different things. There is a somewhat of a focus on the DCEU and the DC stuff going on right now, just because Blue Beetle just came out. Me and Sebastian both saw that. Bert, you haven't seen it yet, so we'll kind of give a spoiler-free review, a quick one, me and Sebastian, just what we thought about it. So we'll get into that later.
All right.
I think the first thing that we can start with then is kind of just some news and updates. What's new and what's going on? What do you guys have within the industry, movies, TV, video games, whatever? If anybody wants to throw anything out there.
You want to start, Bert? You can go.
The Percy Jackson trailer, a new one just dropped for the show in December.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did hear about that.
I watched it. I don't know a lot about Percy Jackson or anything like that. I know
they have those 2 really good movies.
They're terrible movies.
They're so good. I like how they made them older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how they... I actually don't even know anything about the book. I just like to joke about the movies being good.
Yeah, the book series is one of my favorite series. I've read the main series and all the branches.
That's cool.
There's branches? I didn't know there was branches.
Yeah, there's a whole a whole book universe.
Wow.
For the
show,
for the
the show comes out on Disney Plus. It's streaming on Disney.
The
Plus.
PBU. Percy Book Universe.
I can't remember what it's called right now.
Okay, that's cool. I think you're probably the most excited for that. I don't really know anything about it.
I'm optimistic, but
yeah, we'll all give it a watch and see if it's worth the interest that Bert has.
We need to rewatch the movies so you can see how bad they are.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that and we can talk about
I
that on
haven't
the
seen
pod
them in
too.
so long.
I really don't think they're good movies by themselves. Even if you haven't read the books, it's not a good movie.
Well, here's the thing. I actually watched them not having read the books, so I don't know anything about how it's supposed to be besides afterwards you told me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not like them, so you're right. But I do like to pretend that they were good because it makes people upset.
Yeah,
I didn't like them. I remember the first one for sure. I don't remember how many there is, but I know I saw
Which
the first
one
two.
is it? Half the movie feels like it's in a casino. Which one is
the
that?
First one.
That one's awful.
Well, to be fair, compared to the rest of the time frame that it takes place in, they do spend the most time there.
Here's a funny story. For a long time, I don't know if you guys remember this movie. I think The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I think it's not a Disney movie actually, but it feels like a Disney movie. I totally in my mind thought that was part of the Percy Jackson thing for a long time because they were both so boring.
I actually really like that movie.
I don't.
You know the movie?
I know the movie too, but I don't think I've seen it. But I know
It's like magic based in science.
Who's the girl in that? Is it Peyton List?
I think
or is it someone else?
I have no idea.
It's like it's a Disney girl. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought it was not tell you. One of the Gwen that got dropped.
No, it's not her, is it? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Emma Stone? Is that who you think?
I don't.
I have. There's a memory somewhere deep down inside my brain somewhere of this, but I can't. I need to see it to even like remember half of what you guys are talking about. But it's there. I know.
I'm checking right now. Boop.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Sorcerer's Apprentice. Nick Cage. It has Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon as the main character. Who's the girl though?
It's Becky. Is her name? It's Tessera Palmer.
Oh my god! So she actually is not Disney. I don't know what she's from.
She was in Warm Bodies.
Yeah, well,
I have no idea who that is.
Wow, for some reason I thought that was I actually watched this movie like 2 years ago, so I should have remembered this.
Right, whatever. I don't think anybody's that interested in the Percy Jackson and the.
That's not even Percy Jackson.
Sorcerer's
That's
Apprentice.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Sorcerer's Apprentice pod episode that we have going on right here. All right. What else do you have, Bert? Anything new?
I'm looking forward to Spider-Man.
Who is it?
Yeah, I think everybody's super excited for that. Spider-Man 2 for PS 5.
Is it on 4?
PS5. Not on 4.
Sucks.
I actually bought a PS5. Not only did I buy a PS5 just for that game, I also bought an OLED TV just for that game.
Damn.
I'm super excited for that game. I'm going to steal your PlayStation after you play it. And
you can have it after I beat the game. I don't want it for anything else.
Then you'll never get it back. And it'll be broken.
I have it with my PS4, actually.
Yeah, I gave it my Xbox.
And your Xbox.
I have your PS4 somewhere. I don't know where, but I know I have it.
Yeah, but you told me it broke.
It just takes a long time for it to start working. But it works sometimes.
Whatever. Have you guys seen... for Spider-Man 2 that there's like this what do you call it, like a popular or trending whatever image of like, here's the PS1, I don't know what Spider-Man game it is, but here's this PS1 Spider-Man game compared to the new PS5 Spider-Man game, and it's like Spider-Man and Venom and then the new Spider-Man and Venom.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
But I haven't seen.
I watched a YouTube video, like maybe a couple weeks ago, that it went through like every Spider-Man game that's ever been made, even from like the Game Boy, and they show clips and this show how like everything's changed and how it's gotten so much better, which was pretty cool.
I saw a cool video.
All the swinging and everything, so that was actually sick.
That's pretty cool, yeah. I saw a video back when the first PS4 series, I don't know what the Insomniac ones, I guess. The first Insomniac Spider-Man game came out. Yeah. Because the big thing about the Insomniac Spider-Man games was like, oh, we're bringing back the Spider-Man 2 web swinging. So it's supposed to be like that, but modernized, right?
Well,
so I saw this video where Spider-Man...
momentum. Like there's actually physics going on.
Yeah, and I saw this video where it was like Spider-Man 2 dev... Spider-Man 2 physics web swinging dev reaction to Insomniac Spider-Man PS4, and he was like playing it and he's like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is like kind of how we did it back when we did ours.
That's pretty cool.
It's a cool video.
That is cool.
I'm super excited for that. They have Kraven coming into the game. They have the Lizard, Venom obviously, and I'm sure there's going to be another kind of villain or a few side characters that we're
Lee is back.
Who?
Lee.
Oh yeah, Mr. Negative. He's back. That whole thing with him and Miles is going to be interesting. Bert, you haven't finished the Miles Morales game, have you?
Yeah, but Lee's not in it.
Oh yeah,
I
do
know what happens.
Oh yeah, that doesn't happen in that one. You're right. It happens.
Yeah, none of the Lee stuff happens in Miles' game.
Yeah, so this will be the first time we actually see Miles have to like interact with the guy who killed his dad. So
I
that'll
wonder
be
how
kinda
he'll
cool.
handle it.
Here's something that kind of pisses me off. And hopefully this doesn't age badly. But, like, it's totally going to be Harry that's Venom, right?
I think so. I don't know who else it would be. I don't think they would
I've
do
been
Norman
I think it
hearing
could be
people-
Green Goblin. They poke at him.
I think
being
he's
sick
going to
right
be
now.
Venom because the whole thing is, like, he's dying. Bam,
Oh,
throw him in
yeah.
a Venom and he's not dying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This is
My
speculation. But
my bet is on
I've seen a
Harry.
lot. Yeah, me too. And I've seen a lot of people being like, "Man, Peter's going to become Venom." It's like, I think that's stupid. Like,
He's
not
not
that
gonna
it's
be
a stupid storyline, but anyone who thinks that, you're dumb because there's a statue of Peter and Miles fighting Venom. There's a trailer of Peter and Miles seeing Venom. It's totally going to be Harry.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Harry too. Peter's obviously
He'll
gonna
probably
get the
fight,
suit and
like, I think
everything,
he might
we've seen
fight
from
like
the
a
trailer.
normal, yeah, like a black Spider-Man, but not a Venom of Peter.
Oh yeah, I think Miles and Black Suit Spider-Man are going to fight for sure. That's definitely going to happen.
That, I think, is probably my most anticipated game of the year.
They can do so much stuff with Kraven, though. One of the best Spider-Man storylines in the comics involves him and Kraven, and it's Kraven's last hunt. If they adapted any of that to this
Oh,
game,
I know that one.
it would be insane. So I hope they
They have
actually
a
use
chance
Kraven.
to, especially with the fact that the map is being expanded by, I think it's like they said almost 3 times, like 2.75 or something like that.
Is
because
Brooklyn
they
in
had-
it? What's in it?
Yeah, they said they're adding Brooklyn and Coney Island and Queens.
Yeah, that's cool. I
I wonder
wanna
if you'll have
see
to load
Queens.
between places.
No, you won't have to. I really doubt that.
Yeah, that would really ruin the web swinging.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be very, very disappointing.
For interiors, yeah, sure, but exteriors, I wouldn't think so.
Especially with the whole thing of them hyping up the PS5 and everything that it can do. That would be
Yeah.
a major letdown.
Especially with the PS5 being like so gameless for the longest time.
Yeah, especially if you had a PS4 already.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
And especially, I hate to keep saying especially, but for the reason, like, it was a big thing where they're like, is it going to be on PS4? And they're like, we're not doing it on PS4 because we want to take advantage of the PS5.
yeah, and then if they don't actually take advantage of it, people would be so pissed.
Wait, why
Yeah.
does the game look good? It's been
Yeah, they're like, you
It's
could have
gonna
at least
look
put it on
amazing.
PS4 if we're still going to be loading.
Yeah, it's gonna look amazing. I already know it's gonna look great.
Yeah, I mean, the last one looked amazing.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited to.
Oh, actually,
I'm
I
so
do have
excited
something
to
else
see-
to say about it.
Hang on, I'm
You
so
go
excited
first.
to see the Black Suit Spider-Man and everything. I love it when Peter goes bad.
Dark side.
Yeah, I think all that's cool.
I like it too, specifically for this Insomniac version, because whenever he's going bad, he totally pulls out his Sasuke voice.
It's the same
He
voice
sounds,
actor.
yeah, it's the same voice actor. He sounds exactly like Sasuke every time he's being evil, in the
I didn't know
trailers
that.
at least.
Oh, I wanted to
Pretty-
ask you guys, since we're talking about Spider-Man, what did you think of how Mary Jane looks? She looks different now. Or
Yeah,
at least
I
I,
was
think
gonna
she
bring
does.
that
I don't
up.
like the new
Not-
model.
Not even just her; it's her, Peter, Miles, and Lee is a little different too.
Miles doesn't look that different. He just has a different haircut, but the character model looks basically the same, or at least I thought it did.
Well, here's my opinion on the differences. I think Miles looks better. I think Peter looks better than the new version, but worse than the old one still. If
I
that
still
makes
like
sense,
the
'cause you
old
know how
one
they.
from when the game first came out.
Yeah, I think that one's the best, but this new one is better than the previous one.
I agree.
Okay, I agree with that too. I don't really care about the Peter character model. He looks fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. I really
No,
don't
I don't
like
think
the,
any of them
the
are.
MJ one. And I didn't like her in the first one either, and I think she looks even worse.
So here's my problem with the MJ one. I feel like she looks way older than Peter.
Controversial take, but I'm also not a fan of Mary Jane. I hate her as the love interest in every single iteration of Spider-Man. The comics one is the best one, but even then, sometimes the whole relationship is super annoying because they either something horrible either happens or they end up together and they break up and it just goes on and on, that's comics and that's what happens. But I don't really care for MJ.
I don't hate her, but she's definitely below Gwen and way below Black Cat. Black Cat for me is a top tier Spider-Man character. She's probably my favorite Spider-Man character, actually.
I love Black Cat.
I'm hoping she comes back in, not even in the main game, but in the DLCs for the second game, so she can have like a main focused story like the last one.
I liked her DLC story.
Yeah,
I liked that too.
That's why I'm hoping they do the same thing, where the main game doesn't bring her in too much.
Yeah, one of the best things about current Spider-Man comics is that him and Black Cat are together, and he's not with MJ.
That's what I want. Well, they were, but we missed that part. That's like they talk about how it happened.
They literally teased everybody, and we didn't get.
They pulled a Halo where they're like, all the fucking good shit happened, and you missed it.
Yeah. All right, that's probably enough Spider-Man talk.
Speaking of Halo,
Bert, I think was that everything you wanted to talk about?
There was one more. There was one more game.
What
that
is
was
it?
Coming out next week? Immortals of Avium. I think you said.
I don't know anything about this, so I'll let you guys kind of handle that one.
That game looks. I think it looks cool.
I think it looks really good.
What? Tell me what it's about. I don't know anything.
It's basically Magic Doom. It's Doom with like spells.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I've never played the Doom games, but I've always thought they looked cool, and I do want to try them.
Here's the thing, though, about this game. First of all, it's an EA game, so that's a bad sign.
That's scary already.
Yikes.
Second of all, it seems like me and Bert are the only ones in the world excited for this game, because every time I've seen like anyone else talk about it, they're like, that looks so mid, I'm just going to ignore it or forget that it even exists.
See, was it
showcased at the Microsoft event thing like a couple months ago?
Yeah.
I think I do know what you're talking about then.
Yeah. I just really like Magic.
That's a great explanation, though. It does look like it looks like a Magic Doom. Instead of guns. It's like Magic. That's what it looks like. But who knows? It could be shit.
Hopefully, that's what I mean. If you read the description on like the Steam page, it basically sounds like it's gonna be that.
And I love Doom. Like I've played through. Well, I like the newer Dooms. I haven't actually played the older ones, but when I played Doom 2016, like 2 or 3 years ago, and that's a game that actually blew me away. It was like one of those games where it's like, holy crap, gaming can actually be fun because it's after you play your millionth Battle Pass game.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, who knew games could actually just be made for fun instead of ripping you off?
Yeah. There's games that are made just to have a good time, and then it's like movies. You can have a movie that you just go watch just to have a good time and have fun. And then there's other ones that you see them and they're like life-changing experiences. It's the same thing for games.
There's some games that just they start to feel like a job. Like they have all these challenges that you have to do every week, or you get fucked if you don't do them and you fall behind.
That's literally the new Assassin's Creed games. Hopefully the newer one is better that's coming out. If it's not already, I forget. I don't pay attention anymore to those. But the last two, oh my god. You couldn't
That's
even
why
finish
I don't
the
like
game.
battle passes. Because I feel pressured to I don't like feeling pressured to like get on every day to do the dailies. Otherwise I'm wasting money.
This is a good transition point for me. Can I move to something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of battle passes, did you see that the new 2K is implementing battle passes?
No, I didn't.
I hate 2K.
I don't play 2K. I just know you do, so that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I played and I hate it. So I bought the last one, but that was because I was in school and everybody on my team had it, so it was like I kind of have to play it.
Well, apparently they're bringing in a battle pass. So
that sounds terrible.
I don't know how 2K works. 2K. Like what are you even getting in a battle pass? Like shoe colors or something?
Different jerseys?
No, you're probably getting like cosmetic stuff and different,
or maybe the
lines.
Points that you open packs with.
Yeah, sometimes they have like skateboards and bikes and stuff to ride around the city in. Like it's an open world city that you can walk around in.
Yeah, you just reminded me of something else off of 2K. A new skate. Well, it's just called Skate, but it is technically Skate 4, but they just call it Skate. A new Skate trailer came out like a week ago or something like that.
Like a
that
legit
game
trailer?
looks so sick.
I didn't know that happened.
Who makes Skate? Who develops
EA,
that?
Oh, Black Box, I think it's called. I don't know if they switched though, because they haven't made a Skate in 12 years.
But it was a legit trailer. It wasn't like a fake thing.
No, so it was like maybe 6 months ago. They put out their first announcement. They're like, Skate 4 is coming, but it's just called Skate. And then they showed super early gameplay of like black box stuff, like little mannequins. It like barely looked like a game, but the mechanics were there. So they were like doing tricks on the skateboards and stuff.
If you go on YouTube, you can see that they have like different play tests and stuff.
Yeah. It's super early though. It looks like it's going to be another year or two until the game's out, because there's a lot, like, stuff's not textured. They're showing like a lot of behind the scenes development though for Skate. It's like really early in that they're showing stuff for. Which is pretty cool.
I like Skate 2. I had fun playing Skate 2.
That was 3
or 3, whatever.
I did too. That was like the first Xbox 360 game I played.
Yeah, so I've been keeping up with Skate, and a big thing that it looks like they're doing for this new Skate, I'm just going to call it Skate 4, but it's technically called Skate, is like off the board stuff. So like in one of the trailers, there was this guy, he like did a big ramp, kick flipped off, and then grabbed onto like a bar, kind of like monkey bars, and like swung across them to another one. It was pretty cool. And then landed on a different skateboard on the other side.
They should do Skate with
the clips
all
on
kinds
Reddit are
of
about to pop off.
Yeah.
They should do a Skate with all kinds of different, like, they're not vehicles, but you know what I mean, like scooters, bikes, BMX bikes, and stuff
like a BMX game.
That'd be pretty cool. Even like then you could get crazy. Like you could do like roller skates and all kinds of like crazy weird stuff.
Dismount a bike, jump on a skateboard.
Because skate's pretty hectic anyway.
Yeah, what's kind of scary about it though is it's supposed to be a free to play online world game.
Oh, so there's gonna be a fucking battle pass.
There's gonna be
thing.
anti-cheat.
There's gonna be cosmetics that you buy. As long as you're not freaking buying tricks, I guess I'll be okay. But
if things are cosmetic, I don't mind it as much.
I don't mind it as much, but like, like with skateboarding, it's a big thing. I feel like like cosmetics.
Yeah,
cosmetics
that's
and skills too. Or tricks are your biggest thing.
And then, we'll have to see. It definitely looks cool. Hopefully, it doesn't get ruined with the monetization.
Hopefully, it has a career mode.
Yeah. But it does look like something I'm excited for. I'll update you guys if there's any big news on Skate. But
keep going with what else you have in the news since we're on you now. Skate we weren't planning it, but that was a good
it's
segue.
Just something that you brought up skateboards. It reminded me.
No, yeah, that's a good one.
Speaking of games that are ruined by their monetization, Halo has been shit for, it's been shit for like 10 years, but this recent one that came out like 2019 or 2020, something like that. No.
Infinite?
Sorry. 2021. My bad.
It's been
apparently
2 years
everyone
already?
loves it now. Yeah. But like, because I keep up with Halo because I'm always hoping it'll one day stop disappointing me, and it never does. But from what I'm seeing, like, a lot of stuff in my Halo feed is now being like, it's actually good now. It's fun. But then I look into it and like there hasn't been any big changes. It's just been like small changes. Like now there's an actual reasonable number of maps. There's not 6 maps. There's like 20 something now, which is cool. But I don't know. It just made me so sad to play that game that I can't, like, I don't want to play it. Like it doesn't. The only thing they could possibly add to that game to make me want to play it is campaign DLC, which they've officially canceled. So,
yeah, I don't think I could get back into it either because I played the multiplayer a lot. I didn't even play the campaign. That's the first time I've never played a Halo campaign. I probably will at some point, but
it's better than 5.
That's not
kind of off topics, but speaking of things that got canceled, did you see what happened with the Witcher show on Netflix?
I didn't see specifics, but I know that apparently season 3 was dog shit.
So season 3 was dog shit.
Was Henry Cavill in season 3?
He was in it for like not even like the majority of it, like less than half.
I heard
of it
he was in like 30-40% of it before he like was out.
Henry Cavill actually knows the Witcher.
And then they sidelined him. Yeah, he knows the lore and stuff, and he has actually left.
Well knowledgeable about it.
Yeah,
he said after season 3 he was leaving the show because he doesn't agree with the director.
It's creative
decisions they're
making.
Well,
I saw he was like, "This is not how The Witcher should be. I don't want to be a part of this." Was like not what he said, but it was what he meant.
Yeah,
there's
he
an
said
interview.
The loud part quietly.
Yeah, there's an interview with Henry Cavill. He's on like a talk show. It's like the Graham Norton show or something like that. And they ask him about like World of Warcraft and I think The Witcher and whatever else. I think they were talking about The Witcher when he said this, but he said they asked him like, there's rumors that you like get into arguments on set about people making decisions and like you're actually correcting directors and producers and stuff. He's like, yeah, it kind of happens sometimes just because I like to stick to the source material and I just think that we owe it to the original creators of the universe or the project to stick to what they already made that because we know that works. So now that you're telling me that it's creative differences, it's not surprising because then he probably wanted to do something sticking to
they
that
probably
source
wanted to do
stuff.
something
because they were changing the
like,
show.
nah.
They were altering it from like Geralt. What's his name?
Geralt.
They were changing it from his story to Ciri's story.
To be fair, that's kind of what happens in The Witcher 3, but not fully. It's like a half and half towards the end.
He was saying that it wasn't like the show he was like wanting to act in anymore, and he doesn't feel like his character is who he wanted to act.
Yeah, it's probably better than that he steps away from it because then it's probably just gonna be shit, like you just said.
Because he said he was doing what he could, but there's only so much you can do when you're fighting directors.
Yeah. Did you see when he started on The Witcher during season 1? He did a full stream, probably not the full game, but he did like a 2 to 4 hour stream of him playing The Witcher 3 in his costume of Geralt.
Yeah, I did actually.
I heard about that. I never watched it, but I heard about it.
That was pretty cool.
I love Henry Cavill.
Have you seen his PC building video? That's awesome.
I've heard about that too.
There's also this funny ass interview where someone's like, "So Henry, we heard you're a bit of a gamer. You on Xbox or PlayStation?" And he goes, "Ugh, PC, of course."
PC Master Race.
He's the best. He's so funny.
I hope he's in a Marvel project. I hope Marvel picks him up and puts him in something.
He needs to get in something. It sucks that like he seems like a cool guy. He's loved by everyone who
he's a fan favorite.
His stuff. Like he's very popular in terms of like public image, but he just always has been landing in these like roles that end up getting fucked.
Yeah, Geralt, Superman. I'm sure there's other ones, but man, that pisses me off too that he's not Superman anymore either.
I liked him as Superman.
I know. We'll talk about this later because we're gonna have some DC stuff coming up.
We have a DC list.
Yeah. Besides that, like what else do I have? There's this new. It's been going on for maybe a little over a month now. Have you heard of it, Bert? Zom 100. It's an anime.
I've seen the art for it, but I haven't like looked into it.
So I've only seen 2 episodes because I just started it like a couple days ago. I think there's 5 or 6 out right now. But it seems super cool from what I've seen. But the main thing is the art style of this anime is really, really cool. So like the main idea of the first episode that I saw is that basically this guy has a dog shit life. He goes to work. He's so excited for his first day of work at a real job. I don't even think they say what he does, but he goes to work and he has like a tough day and he's like, "Wow, that was a good first day of work, guys. I'll see you tomorrow." And then turns out he doesn't get to go home because he lives in Japan and he works in like some basically slave shop where they do hundreds of hours of unpaid overtime.
So typical Japanese work culture.
Yeah, apparently.
Isn't that more Chinese? Let's not. I don't know if it's actually Japanese.
Who knows? But
I know that they have a.
Go ahead.
No, go.
I just looked into it because I was curious, and they do have a problem of overworking.
Oh wow, really?
Their employees. Like and then people like they're like more like, and then they feel like morally obligated to stay late and to keep working because they don't want to bring shame on themselves.
Maybe that's what this anime is trying to combat, because that is a huge point of the first episode. And what's cool about it is that the way that the colors work in the show is that he's there. It's super colorful and like an awesome art style at the beginning. And then as he goes to work more and more, like colors start to fade out until eventually it's in black and white. And then this is where it gets crazy. It turns into, classic anime craziness. Eventually a zombie apocalypse happens and he gets so happy because this is better than having to go to work. He's like, I'll never have to go to work again. And basically what's happening is these zombies, they're zombies. They kill people or whatever. He hits them, they hit him, and they bleed. But this blood comes out as color that splashes onto things and starts coloring the world again.
This is intense.
It's pretty cool. Like,
sounds gory
visually.
No, that sounds like something I would want to watch.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's a cool visual representation of how these zombies are bringing color back to his world.
I'll add it to the watch
Even
list.
though it's kind of insane, but just the idea of like his job sucking the color out of the world and like
it's
the
kind
zombies
of ironic
bringing
too
it
that
back.
they would make it a zombie apocalypse because there's like that
role reversal.
Yeah, that cliche where like you just go to work and you're a zombie every day and do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean maybe that I'm gonna have to watch more, but maybe that's the point of it,
That probably is, I would think.
That's how the disease
seems
started.
like seems that would be a smart creative choice, it seems.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know as I get further, but that's pretty much what I've been up to. Other than that, something I'm excited for, but I don't really like. I'm not super into this. Is Mortal Kombat. Now the reason
I'm so excited for Mortal Kombat.
Are you going to pre-order it?
The pre-order thing for the you get a beta that actually started the 18th to the 21st, but it's already going to be the 20th, so it's like
not worth it. I'll get ripped off if I pre-order it. But is there a character or something?
There probably is a pre-order that has something like that. I haven't looked, but I don't know.
I was just asking.
This is the one I want to get in on because it's like basically a reboot. So I think it's a good time for me to go in.
It definitely is a good time. I know a lot about Mortal Kombat because I played a lot of the older ones. I think I started with 9, and then I went back and I played a ton of like the older arcade ones and the older Xbox ones. I really like Mortal Kombat. This is definitely the time to get into it.
That's what I figured.
I never got into it.
Well, this is the time to get into it now because this is a whole reboot of the franchise and everything. Wow, also it's like an in-canon reboot though.
Yeah, like something reset the universe in the last one. But I've always wanted to get into it, but I was like, damn, they're on 9, and I don't really want to go back and play a million games, so fuck it. But now that it's like a reboot, I'm like, all right, I'll hop in.
Yeah,
I think I'll wait. See if it's worth picking up.
This one's even called Mortal Kombat 1, so...
I mean, they're always, like, very popular. Like, I've never heard, like, oh, this is new Mortal Kombat shit. They're always like, yeah, Mortal Kombat's awesome this year. Every time I hear that.
It's usually Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Those are, like, the two top tier, like, side-scrolling
Yeah, but Street Fighter... Games. I feel like Street Fighter is one of those games that more often people are like, this one's not as good as the last one. Whereas Mortal Kombat, I feel like every time people are like, that was sick. This one rocked.
Ever since I've played in the franchise, starting at 9, 10, and 11, they've all been pretty good. I liked all of them when I played them. And the storylines are cool, and the characters are cool. Like, there's a lot of stuff. The gameplay is fun.
The fatalities are cool. Brutalities. But nothing compares to the babalities.
Of course not. A babality is the best.
Do you know what the babalities are, Bert?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh, Bert, you have to get this game then. You need to experience Mortal Kombat.
Like, I've played them. I just haven't played through the stories.
The stories is probably one of the best parts, honestly.
But basically, when you win a fight, you have an option to do a combo at the end after you win. And you can either do a fatality, which are like that's what Mortal Kombat's famous for. I'm sure you've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a brutality, which is similar, but doesn't kill them. So
Yeah,
Not
not all the
fatalities.
games. Yeah, not all
Like
of
a
the games
friendship
have
one.
brutalities.
yeah, there's the friendship ones. But my favorite are the babalities, where they do some crazy magic shit and they just turn the other person into a baby.
It's
That's
pretty
funny,
awesome.
Actually, I like that.
And then the badass announcer voice, the one goes
Yeah.
babality.
Pretty
Babality.
epic. Well, you just fucked it up, Bert. Your voice isn't that cool.
You're welcome.
I think we should all play Mortal Kombat. That would be fun.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, like,
There's another game we should play. But we'll bring that up later.
This is very short side note here because we're talking about fighting games. I do want to play the new Mortal Kombat, but my most anticipated fighting game for the year is Ninja Storm Connections. They're adding an extra jutsu to every character. That's going to be hype. I prefer 3D fighting games to 2D fighting games. I love Naruto. Ninja Storm Connections. I can't wait. Anyways, moving on.
Is that everything you had for like updates and news?
Yeah, hopefully I don't think of anything else. But
What about
Yeah.
you, Alex?
I have 4 things. The first one is the Last Ronin game teaser. So for anybody that doesn't know what the Last Ronin is, it's the storyline from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics where all of the turtles are dead except for one of them, and then that last one has to kind of like take up the mantle and like avenge his brothers. So they just released a teaser for the game that's based on that.
yeah, but
game.
it's like it's pretty much just a title.
Yeah, it's not. There's no gameplay. There's nothing like that. It's
Basically
literally
an
just a
announcement.
teaser.
I hope it's good.
I hope so too. I'm curious to see what type of game it is. Personally, I'm hoping for something similar to the Arkham games.
That would be. I don't know who's developing it. I think it said in the teaser, but I don't remember.
Honestly, I'm really happy for the attention Turtles have been getting recently with their movie, now a game.
Movie, game, TV shows coming up, and then apparently a sequel movie in the next probably 4 years.
Like I think it. Like I looked into it more because of the movie and stuff and the Turtle Takeover episode, and I'm starting to really like the series and stuff.
I love the Turtles. I've been still watching the 03 show, but
Me too.
The Last Ronin is I've now read through 4 of the 5 chapters. I think they're called chapters. I've read through 4 of the 5 chapters of the Last Ronin comic. That is by far, it has now topped my old favorite Ninja Turtles story arc. The Last Ronin is my favorite already, and unless the ending is like super terrible, which is possible, I guess.
It
could happen.
There is an ending to like the version, or not the version, the like part of it that you're reading that does have an ending, but the series actually just got picked up again and they continued it, so it's actually ongoing now.
That's cool because
It is cool.
I'm only on chapter 4 of the 5, and it's my favorite Ninja Turtles arc now.
Yeah.
So
There's also a tie-in kind of like short miniseries called The Lost Days or something like that.
I did hear that, yeah.
Which is also in that same universe.
I need to read those.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Another thing,
I can't wait.
We'll keep it in. Crap, there was some. Oh, I remember. The Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem just passed 100 million. That's a side.
I saw that.
What was the budget?
70.
Let's go, baby. We're in the positive.
Yeah, they're in the positive.
I think that might. No, not my favorite movie of the year, but it's up there. It's second.
I wonder if they broke even with like marketing and stuff though. I don't think they list that with their budget.
But
you might be able to find it somewhere.
I actually don't think they marketed that much.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing.
I remember
much about
like
it.
maybe 1 or 2 trailers, but it's not like I ever saw commercials or billboards or anything.
I
saw
saw
it on
trailers at the
TikTok a
movie
lot.
for it, but never outside of that.
Yeah,
They had a
I
big
did see
TikTok thing going.
that.
But this also, it's hurting the movie right now also because the only people that are able to like what's it called? I can't think of the word. But like when they go around and they advertise for the movie, like none of the actors can do that. So that's hurting it right now.
Oh yeah, because of the strike.
Because of the writers and the actors.
like a press
strike.
tour.
Yes, the press.
Yeah, they can't promote it.
Yeah, so that
But they
hurts.
had they had one before the movie came out. They had a bunch of interviews with
That's why,
I know.
because it hasn't
and
happened
Ice
yet.
Cube and stuff.
And those kids were doing a great job. Like, they were really entertaining.
If you
So the
look
fact
on,
that we can't see them right now is hurting it a little bit.
if you look on the, I don't know the YouTube channel name, but there's like an official YouTube channel of that movie. They've posted a couple things recently in the last month that have been pretty cool, of like designing of the art style and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like watching those kind of things. I think for it to be a major box office success, it's going to have to get 150 to 200 million. For it to
I think
be
it's normally like
very
3 times
profitable.
its listed budget.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting like and capping out around 120, 125.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to get to 2. I would say best case scenario 150, but that's kind of pushing it.
I mean, I want to go again. So,
but there's also things that help it out. Maybe the box office might not get what it.
Maybe it will like
But,
rent really well, and
but I
put it
bet
out on
you
DVD.
they're gonna start, because Ninja Turtles has a ton of other shit, and they got toys.
That I was
they
just
got
about to say.
shows.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, the toy sales and like the merchandise sales also goes into account for like whether or not they will greenlight the sequel, which the sequel's been greenlit. So we just have to hope that nothing crazy happens.
Doesn't
and
get
that,
canceled.
It gets canceled or something, which the movie's not bombing, so it will most likely go through, along with like the series that they have planned for Paramount.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
all
cool.
the turtle stuff I
I
have.
love that movie, so I
love
hope
that
it
movie too.
keeps
Go
up.
see it.
I want to go see it for a 3rd time.
This is actually, since you were saying like it leads to other things, I saw somewhere that the Mutant Mayhem movie, during its like opening week, the Steam numbers for Shredder's Revenge went up by like 30-something%. So that's good.
That's good too. Yeah.
It's cool to see the after like the ripple effects of all the new Turtles media being released.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hopefully,
You can see it
continues to do
affecting
well.
other areas.
Another thing, I'll keep it in the game kind of space right now. Starfield. I'm excited about that. That's Bethesda's new. It's their first new IP in a long time. I don't know how many years.
It's their first new IP since. Well, it's their first new IP that they've ever created since Elder Scrolls, because they bought Fallout.
Okay, yeah. So since then, and for anybody that doesn't know, Bethesda is the creators of the Fallout series and the Elder Scrolls series, which are 2 of like the biggest RPG franchises in the world.
They made Skyrim.
Yeah,
Which Bird
Skyrim.
hasn't
Case
played.
for the uninitiated.
Yep, Skyrim.
Starfield
Elder
will
Scrolls.
probably be Bert's first like actual dive into a Bethesda game.
Yeah, I'm very
played
excited
Fallout
for
4.
Starfield.
Damn, that sucks, Bert. Fallout 4 shit.
And
I didn't
Starfield's
like
an
it.
open world, like space odyssey / exploration type of thing.
I do like
So
space.
It's a really cool setting, which hopefully is done well, because there's been other people and other developers that have tried to do that kind of thing, and it doesn't always work.
Have you guys seen I think it was in the last Microsoft showcase, but it might have been in like a state of play or something. They did I think it was a 17-minute video on how the ship customization works, which looked pretty cool.
I
you
watched
can,
all of
I
those
haven't.
things. They did look pretty cool. The ship customization looks cool. The ship combat looks cool. The gunplay looks
I don't think they really
like
showed enough of ship combat for me to know, but the customization definitely looked cool.
Yeah, the gunplay looks like it looks like Fallout 4, which is not great, but I've played Bethesda
Fallout
games
4
more
is
for
all
the
right.
storytelling and stuff.
My problem with Fallout 4 isn't the gunplay, it's the RPG aspects.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I like Bethesda games too, is for the RPG stuff. I like when they create a world that you can kind of just get lost in. And I'm hoping that that's what this is.
And for me, the top tiers of that are Skyrim, and then actually not even a game they made, New Vegas.
Yeah, Red Dead.
Well,
My
I was
favorite
talking
is
of
Hogwarts.
Bethesda games.
Okay, yeah, Bethesda, yeah.
Like it was
Fallout 3 does a good
published
job of
by
it.
them. Fallout 3 does. Yeah, that's true. But New Vegas is better.
I
agree.
haven't played much of those games.
They're kind of dated now, but they're still
Definitely.
cool.
Thing about Starfield, though, I am excited for it, but I'm more nervous than anything because
Hope it's good.
I'm nervous.
Thing is, I feel like Starfield is a big, what do you call it? Like, it's a big hint on whether or not Elder Scrolls is going to be shit.
Yeah, I think so too. And Elder Scrolls is probably my most favorite.
It's my second
RPG
favorite game
franchise.
series ever.
Yeah, and it's either 1 or 2 for me also. I really like the Elder Scrolls, so you're right. Starfield will be a good indication of whether or not the next Elder Scrolls is going to be good or not.
Yeah, if Starfield is absolutely terrible, we're screwed. Elder Scrolls is going to be just as bad.
Yeah, we're really fucked if that's the case.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it comes out September 6th, if anybody was wondering. So it's right around the corner.
Let's hope.
Let's move on. Another thing I have, October 6th, Loki Season 2 comes out. Kind of excited for that. I'm kind of disappointed lately with the Marvel TV shows, Secret Invasion.
Me too.
I'm just disappointed with Marvel in general.
Yeah.
Not even just
What was the
TV
last
shows.
movie that Marvel did? I already forgot. That's not a good... Oh,
Guardians, but it was actually fire.
Guardians was
Yeah,
great.
Guardians was good. It was the last good one since
Guardians
Spider-Man.
wasn't even just good. It was great.
It was great. Guardians is probably my number 1 movie of the year.
Yeah, I think it is for me too.
Guardians
so
was
far,
amazing.
yeah.
But it was like that one good one. Before it, there was like 4 or 5 like super average ones, and then one that was like terrible. Thor was terrible.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder was... Oh, man. That movie was horrible. Even Chris Hemsworth now has came out and said that he wasn't really happy with how it went and that it just kind of went off the rails and they got a little too crazy, which is definitely how I felt watching it. I was like, what is this?
The worst part about it was how much, like, if that would have been Thor 3, I would have been like, I mean, they're all shit. Who cares? But it was like Ragnarok was the previous Thor movie, and that's like one of the best of all Marvel movies.
Yeah,
so you
it's
go from one of the
favorite
best
MCU
of the
movies.
entire MCU to, in my opinion, absolute worst of the MCU. That's my least favorite. There is
Yeah, I think
nothing
what
worse than
happened-
that for me.
They saw Ragnarok and they saw the success of that and they thought it was because of the comedy and they just cranked that knob to fucking 12 and just just made it a comedic joke of a movie.
But
the jokes were shit.
They
Yeah,
were shitty.
like they just blew it out of proportion and made it bad.
I don't think I've ever been more annoyed by anything in my life than those goats in Thor.
Screaming goats that got brought up way too many times.
Oh my
You mean,
god.
Tooth Gnasher and
I don't
Tooth
even
Grinder?
care.
I don't even care.
that's their names. They're actually cool
I
in
didn't know
the
they had
comics. They're
names.
actually like kind of badass.
They didn't do shit. They just
ruined them
yelled.
in the movies.
Yeah, they didn't do anything cool in the movie. They were annoying.
They pulled
It
the
was bad.
boat.
And then
The-
Jane dies and he like barely cared, it seemed like. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about this movie, but one thing I will say, we probably kind of should have seen this coming because the first one with Taika Waititi, which is the director, Ragnarok, his directing style was like all over Ragnarok. And then they kind of just let him go crazy, which was the problem. I think they held him back a little bit in Ragnarok, so it was kind of not too insane. But then they're like,
But
oh, wow, this
Ragnarok
works.
was-
So they just gave him a free reign, and he just like went insane on it.
Ragnarok was like a near perfect movie.
It was really good. And they wasted Christian Bale. He's an amazing
That's
actor,
true.
and he could have been an incredible Marvel villain. He could have been... Oh, man. This movie is probably one of my most hated Marvel movies ever, just for
It's
many
mine.
reasons.
Definitely is
They
mine.
butchered
Yeah,
a-
it's a rough one.
They butchered an amazing story in the God Butcher stuff. Oh, well, that's good play of words by me, actually, right there. Butchered the God Butcher storyline. So they did do
You know
good
what pisses-
butchering.
What pisses me off about it is this is just a Marvel thing in general now. I'm so sick of like I don't know what you call it, but they're like so like,
Can I tell you what I'm sick of? And I think it's what you're trying to say.
well, let me finish.
All right.
I'm sick of like the encapsulated stories that are
I like the encapsulated stories.
no,
when they
let me
don't-
finish. Let me finish. I'm sick of it in a way that it's like all this stuff happens and it's finished off in this movie. And then like by the start of the next movie, it's like that could have just not happened and we'd be in the same spot.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I think the best example of that is Ant-Man, Quantumania.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That movie could not exist, and the entire MCU would not be changed for the slightest. I mean, you can say that the Council of Kangs is aware of our universe, like our MCU, but is it really that important? Like, you could have done 100 other things to get to that point. And they already kind of did that with Multiverse of Madness, with the incursions and everything. Like, that's already in the works.
That's true.
Didn't they seem kind of excited that the king died?
They hated him. So
well, they were just like, they're aware of the Avengers from our universe now, and they're like, okay, we got to do something about this. So they're just, who knows?
Yeah.
That's why I'm really hoping Loki season 2 does Kang justice, because Quantumania kind of just shit on him, and he's actually really cool.
It's just, to me, it feels like the recent Marvel movies have been so like, this happened, we don't need like you said, Ant-Man, but same thing with Thor. Like, what happened in Thor that mattered? Jane died, but they could have just not brought her back, you know? So
yeah, I don't think that the self-encapsulated story is the right like phrase, because Guardians 3 is like the definition of a self-contained story, and it's great.
I think you're wrong though, because it's encapsulated, but within the Guardians trilogy, not within a single movie.
I agree with you. I think we agree then, because that's what I'm saying. If they make movies that are good stories and have a good heart and like soul, like the Guardians one did, that good story. It didn't push like the further overarching story of the MCU.
I agree with that, but I think it should carry through for that person, not for the whole MCU.
Yes, I agree. We're on the same page.
Yeah, because I think the Guardians trilogy is probably my favorite trilogy. It used to be Iron Man, but Iron Man 2 is super mid. Yeah, and there's not like a mid Guardians movie, so
yeah,
I think Guardians is my favorite trilogy now. I would say Captain America, but I feel like that's cheating because his third movie is pretty much an Avengers movie. Doesn't count.
Yeah, it's close. I get that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree.
Okay, yeah.
Christian.
Then speaking of Marvel, the next Marvel movie, November 10th, that comes out is The Marvels. I don't know. Like, I have that on my list of news and updates.
It looks pretty mid to me, to be honest.
I'm not too familiar with the Marvels.
It's Captain Marvel 2. Basically, it has Kamala Khan from Miss Marvel, the Disney Plus show, and then it has the girl Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, who's going to be
so
basically.
The thing about that, Captain Marvel, I'm kind of whatever towards. I don't like or hate her. She just kind of exists. The girl from WandaVision, I forgot existed until I saw the Marvels trailer. So maybe this will build her into being a real character for me, or maybe it won't. We'll see. I actually do like Miss Marvel, though. That's her name, right?
Yeah, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan.
Yeah, her I like. I think she's cool. But the rest of them are pretty standard, don't care about for me, which is why I think it's going to be a mid movie. And I think she'll probably be the parts that I like, and besides that, I won't really like it much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fair.
I don't have super high expectations. I hope it's just fun and like an enjoyable movie and not trash.
I don't have expectations for Marvel movies anymore. There's no
I don't
point.
know, but Guardians...
Most of them are disappointing.
It's crazy the difference. Like, Guardian is a movie of the year type movie for me, and then Thor is like worst of the last 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go away from the Marvel stuff. Let's go to some DC stuff.
We go to... Yeah.
We saw Blue Beetle as of the recording is last night, so today's a Saturday. We saw it last night on Friday.
Yeah, I haven't gone yet. I do plan to go.
Me and Sebastian saw it. We'll kind of just give a non-spoiler review. It'll be pretty quick. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Yeah, I don't have much to say, so I guess I'll go. Basically, It was okay. Okay, I'd say it was worth seeing. It's one of the better DC movies. It's not amazing, but it's one of the better ones. The jokes hit for me like 75% of the time, which is pretty good. I only cringed a couple of times, but when I did cringe, it was some hard cringing. So you got that
wonderful.
going on. There wasn't a ton of cringe, but the cringes were super hard, if that makes any sense.
It does.
But like overall, the movie was just kind of standard, you know, like you kind of saw where it was going the whole time, but it was still fun enough to where I was like, all right, that was decent. And plus, my boy Miguel from Cobra Kai, or I think you say his name Zolo or something like that.
I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I love him. He is my favorite. Well, he's my second favorite character in Cobra Kai after Johnny Lawrence, Billy Zabka.
I hope he blows
He's a pretty
up.
cool actor. I do.
He's
like him.
awesome. I'm hoping that he gets to stay being Blue Beetle, and that this
Me
movie
too.
at least does good enough to where he gets to like be in other people's movies at a minimum. You know?
Well,
He would
doesn't
be
Blue
great
Beetle
as a
kick off
crossover
the new-
character.
Yeah. What were you saying, Bert?
Doesn't the Blue Beetle establish the new DCEU or whatever
I
they call
couldn't
it?
tell you. I have no idea.
Oh my
I
God.
think
It's
I
very
feel like this is
confusing.
the movie.
So I'll
Either
try
this
to
or Flash.
I'll try to explain it. So Flash was
Flash
like the
was what
reboot.
reset the last one.
Yeah, Flash
Okay.
was like what separated the Snyderverse, which is what we'll call the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe.
Mhm.
So that's the Snyderverse. Flash kind of made it so that we know the multiverse is a thing, and it separated it. So the Snyderverse still exists in the way that the Flash left it. And now it's kind of ambiguous because Blue Beetle was created, and like the heads of DC changed like 3 times throughout Blue Beetle's like creation and development. So they have some things in the movie that reference some of the Snyderverse stuff, but it's kind of so like loose and
Well,
free flowing. Like they just mention
might
the names
not
of
be,
other
though.
heroes. So
There's
it
no
could-
confirmation that it's Snyderverse, though.
yeah. So there's no like hard confirmation. They don't specifically call out events or anything.
So they left it kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
I think
so
they
you could
left it
easily
in a way
say-
where they could, if it does okay, they could be like, yeah, that's one of them. Or if it does bad, they'll be like, well, that was the last one.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Okay.
And they left in like you could easily say like he mentions this isn't like a spoiler, but he mentions Superman and Batman and the Flash. And
But there's no way of like not anything specific that you would know that
yeah, so it could
it could
easily
be the new ones or the old ones.
Well, if he said
Yeah.
Superman,
Yeah, but you don't know if it's not. You don't know if it's Henry Cavill's, which we know it probably won't be because he's not coming back anytime soon, at least. So it could be referencing the new one because Superman, when the new Superman movie comes out, it's supposed to be like year 2, year 3 Superman.
with corn
yeah.
sweat or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
isn't there that new Superman show on HBO, or I guess
Animated
you should say
one?
Max now? Yeah,
I have no
apparently
idea.
that's pretty good. I've heard good things about.
I've heard good things, but
Well, I've always heard that
Tried
DC animated shows are god tier.
DC animated movies are apparently very, very good. Some of the
I have
Batman
seen a
ones
couple.
are really good.
yeah, I've seen a couple of the Batman ones. Those are really good.
Apparently, slight throwback. Apparently, Batman meets the Ninja Turtles is a god tier movie. I haven't
need to
seen
see
it, but
it.
apparently it's super good.
I would like to see that. But anyway, James Gunn, who directed all of the Guardians movies and worked with Marvel for a while, is now the head of DC. So he's kind of like DC's Kevin Feige. And so he announced that Blue Beetle is the first character that is going to be a part of his new DCU. So they're rebooting the DCU as James Gunn's new version. So the Snyderverse is no longer a thing. That's like the canon, the main canon at least. And
Okay.
James Gunn's new movies, it starts off with they're not doing phases like Marvel. They're calling them chapters, but it's basically the same thing. So the
Right.
first chapter is Gods and Monsters, and like the first official movie of that chapter is Superman Legacy, which I think it comes out in 2024 maybe. I'm not sure, but that's the start of chapter 1. So that'll be like the beginning of the new DCU.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I have no idea how any of it works, but I did see something where James Gunn specifically said about Zolo. Pretty sure. Well, I could be saying it wrong, whatever. But he's like, I do like having him as Blue Beetle. I want to try and keep him as it. So that's good news.
Yeah, I've seen that too. They
Makes
do
me
like
happy to hear.
They liked his performance and they liked him. And
have either
they
of
could have
you
easily
seen Cobra
scrapped
Kai?
Blue Beetle. Me?
Yeah,
I've
Okay.
seen
all caught up.
I've seen
So you-
parts of it.
I don't even mean to like talk about the story. I'm just like, have you seen anything with him as an actor? That's just like the one
Outside
that came
of
to my
Cobra
mind.
Kai.
Just you have Cobra Kai, but do you have anything?
I don't know. I know him from
So you-
Cobra Kai and now from Blue Beetle.
But you haven't seen much Cobra Kai, so I think he's a great actor. I would not have seen the movie if he wasn't in it. That's why I went.
Yeah, I hope he blows up. I like him.
I do like him as an actor.
I think he is by far like the top 2 actors in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, he does do a good job in that show.
And I think he carried it in this movie as well. I think his parts were my favorite parts. I thought he was a good actor. I thought he was before. I still think he is, and he was my favorite character in the movie. So
I hope he was the main character.
yeah, but that's not often for me, to be honest. That the main character is my favorite movie. My favorite.
Yeah, well, so I'll give my quick little review. I thought it was really fun. It's kind of like one of those movies that you can just go in and have a good time. You don't have to think too much. It's enjoyable. It's a little predictable, like you kind of know how it's going to play out, but it doesn't hurt it too much because the story is good. And they have like important story beats that like they make you feel emotion, and it's full of heart, and so the predictability isn't that bad because the story is still good. And it's split into like really like easy to take in, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and it flows really nice. It's paced pretty well.
That's
nothing really drags, so the story is pretty self-contained. So it's just about like Blue Beetle in his like little area. The cast is great. I think his whole, like you see it in the trailers, there's Blue Beetle, Jaime, and his whole family, like, and they're not like one-off little characters that they just pop in and pop out. Like they have like significance throughout the whole movie, which is kind of nice. That doesn't always happen. And they all play a role.
That happens in
so that's pretty
Shazam.
good. Yeah, it's kind of like Shazam a little bit, but I think they do it even better in Blue Beetle. And then
I think some of them do.
Yeah, I hope he returns. I hope that James Gunn brings back Blue Beetle and brings back Jaime and the actor. I don't know. I don't want to butcher his name, but he does a great job. And I think it's a good kind of like ending/beginning, like transition movie into the new DCU. But it's also could be scary because it's one of those movies that we could easily forget about. And like the only way to make sure like he continues on is if the movie does good. So hopefully people see it and hopefully it does well.
I think it was a good one because of the fact that like you could watch it on its own. Like it's not like a Marvel movie where you need to like have seen 20 other things to go watch it.
Like
Yeah,
6 TV
it
shows,
works. It works in
5
that
years
way.
worth of movies.
Also, when you were talking about the family, it reminded me of this. George Lopez also killed it.
Yeah, George Lopez was great. I liked him a lot. I thought he was like a highlight too. He stood out.
Yeah,
Makes me
like
happy.
how I was telling you, like a lot of the jokes hit. It was the George Lopez jokes that were hitting.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There is one thing though, like that. This is something that I noticed just with like how we saw it. So I'm wondering if this will be the case for Bert. It's like a super. I feel like a lot of the comedy is something that is only really like as funny if you get it. And a lot of it is like stuff that specifically happens in Hispanic families. And that's why it's funny. I don't know if you'll get it or not, Bert. Maybe you will.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So he's a Mexican American, and so there's a lot of Hispanic influences. The director is Puerto Rican, I think, or Dominican. I'm not sure.
Oh, Bert, you'll get it then.
And so they have like a lot of Latin American little like callbacks and little things that I think will hit different
references and jokes that are like if you'd be like, oh my god, yeah, that totally does happen in our family or something like that.
There was multiple times where, because we're Hispanic, where we see things happening in the movie and we're like, wow, that literally happens to us like on a daily basis. It's kind of crazy how
that is how it happens. But then it comes to the thing where like we're Hispanic, but we're kind of like more American in our like actual just how we were raised and stuff.
Well, I mean, our household right now is way more Hispanic than it is American.
Yeah, but just like our attitudes and just
you guys grew up
personalities. American. So like we probably liked it a little more, I think, just because of that. But then like, you know, some people who are more than us, like less Americanized and more, might find it funnier or enjoy it.
Yeah, like a good example, like we went and saw it with our dad and our uncle. They loved it. They thought it was like 9 out of 10.
They liked
8 out
it
of 10
way
movie.
more than us.
They absolutely loved the movie. Our dad said that he think that Blue Beetle is his new favorite superhero, which I think is really cool because I love it when different people like different movies and different like opinions are shared. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's why I'm saying like if they're like further on the Hispanic than us, and they're saying, "Wow, that was amazing," we're like little less, and we're
they
like
got
it was
more of the
good.
references too because there was older stuff from when they were kids that they call back, and it's like, okay, well,
right. But then I'm thinking, so then maybe Bert will be like, "That was
even less."
Good. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see what you think. I think you should definitely watch it.
Maybe you're on the same level as us, though. You know, we'll have to see. I'm curious to see your reaction. Yeah, there might even be some things that you've noticed just hanging out with us that you'll be like, that does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dang it, I forgot what I was going to say now. Crap. I was going to say, I think that this is why it's important to have representation in movies, because like our parents or our dad liked it. I liked it a lot. I wouldn't say he liked it way more than me, but he liked it more than I did. But I think that's why it's important to have different representation and different people playing roles in big movies like this, because then it makes it more relatable for different groups. So it makes
I think enjoyable. That's something that I actually didn't even realize until just now. Like, obviously I knew, like, yeah, I mean, sure, give everyone whatever, but like this is the first time I'm seeing, like, wow, I didn't realize that it could make a movie that I think is, you know, it's good, but it's nothing crazy, to someone else be like, that was amazing, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it my ranking. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a 6 would be good. I thought it was really good. I don't think it was great. It's close to great, really good. I give it like a 7, maybe a 7.5.
I'm at a solid 6. I thought it was pretty good. Well, I thought it was good. There was something. The thing about it was like there was a big section in it where I was like, it's all right, and then there was a part towards the end that got me to be like, oh, I really like that. That was cool. That was good. And then from that point forward, I thought it was really good. But the rest of it before that was pretty standard, you know?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'd agree.
One thing that I thought was cool though was there was a few times where you could totally see him pulling out his Cobra Kai moves.
That's nice.
Because I remember seeing something where he said that he was doing his own, like, sort of attack stunts. Like, not stunts, but, like, specifically fighting things. I don't know what you call that.
Choreography? Fight choreography, maybe?
Yeah. Because he's the Cobra Kai practice, you know? He's got some moves. And there was some things that he did in there, more towards the beginning than the end, because the end it turns into, like, you know, crazy superhero fight. But in the beginning, first half of the movie, he's actually doing some stuff where you're like, that's some Cobra Kai shit.
That's neat.
Yeah, last thing I'll say about it, the soundtrack is really good too, I think. I like the soundtrack a lot.
I don't.
Well, there's a lot of Spanish music on there, and I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought like half of them were good, and the other half were not. So I guess it was average. But there was no average tracks. There was like really good ones and then shit ones. So it balances out to average.
Yeah. All right. That's the last of the Blue Beetle stuff. Now that the Blue Beetle's kind of that transition movie, I'm gonna take the opportunity, or you guys can go first, second, whatever, of giving my ranking order of the DC movies. So
I think you should go first because I haven't seen them all.
Okay, I've seen them all.
You'll provide the context for the movie.
I'll give the context. I'll start from worst to best. Okay, sure. Number 15, I have Justice League, and that's the Joss Whedon Justice League, which Zack Snyder's given the director credit, but Joss Whedon kind of went in there and like made it his movie anyway, so I don't know why Zack Snyder gets the credit, but his movie didn't even get to be the one that was made. Movie. Yeah. So Justice League, absolutely horrible. I hate that movie. It destroys those characters. It's
is it that bad? Boring. I haven't seen it.
It's bad.
It's really bad. It's one of the worst superhero movies ever.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
yes,
it's terrible.
It's horrible. The villain is horrible. The storyline sucks
terribly.
I always thought people just thought it was like super mid. I didn't realize it was like shit.
No, it's
like
dog.
Thor 4 type of shit.
Dog shit. Yeah, it's on that level.
Whoa.
Maybe not that annoying as Thor, because Thor's annoying in Thor 4, but it's a bad movie. Horribly paced. There's scenes that you can tell were just cut. Like entire conversations, like they just pick up in the middle at some points. It seems like characters were talking and then they were talking before and we missed something. And you can obviously see that it was edited in a way to make it shorter. So yeah,
that movie's still really long though, isn't it?
I'm not sure the runtime.
Pretty sure Snyder's it's like over 2.5, right?
Maybe. Snyder Cut's like 4 hours.
Yeah, I know that one.
Okay, number 14, Suicide Squad. There's not really much to say, I don't think, about that one. This is Suicide Squad, the Air Suicide Squad, the first one. It's with Will Smith and Margot Robbie.
With the disgusting.
Yeah, and we get Jared Leto's Joker, which I don't think anybody's a huge fan of. I don't really like that one.
The worst one.
Yeah, so Suicide Squad at 14, Aquaman at 13. I think I'm lower on Aquaman than a lot of people. I think in like the DC community, a lot more people like Aquaman. Like I don't think it's like most people don't have it towards the top, but they don't have it like as low as I do. But it's like a super big CGI fest. Like the CGI is not bad, but there's just a lot of it, and then like it's super epic in scale. But I don't feel like it earns the epicness. If that makes sense.
I remember that movie having like literal jump scare explosions all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I remember getting scared by like just bombs going off in the middle of conversations like multiple times.
Yeah, Jason Momoa does a decent job as Aquaman. I think he's good. Number 12. This could flip between Aquaman and this movie, but number 12 for now I have it as Black Adam. It's basically what would happen if The Rock was a superhero. It should be called...
Isn't that Fast and Furious?
Yeah, that too. It should just be called The Rock superhero movie.
The Rock, the movie.
They waste a lot of really cool characters like Hawkman and Dr. Fate. They don't take advantage of them. There's cool storylines with those characters, and they don't really use them that well.
You know something good that did come out of that though is the energy drink. That's pretty good. Zoa.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. But anyway, they have an awesome end credit scene, but it will never mean anything because Henry Cavill is no longer Superman. So that sucks. Number 11, I have Wonder Woman 1984. That's the second Wonder Woman. It's not... I don't know. They the chemistry with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine is pretty good, and I think that's why they brought him back. But bringing him back made no sense. For anybody that doesn't know, Trevor, whatever his name is, Steve Trevor, died in the first Wonder Woman, and then he's just alive in the second one for a magical reason. Literally,
they don't explain it.
No, it's explained, but it just is a stupid reason. And they shouldn't have brought it back because they just repeat with the tragic love story of Wonder Woman 1. Yeah. So that one's pretty forgettable, and it's super predictable, and it's not that great. Gal Gadot is awesome, but that's about it. Number 10, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It's not as good as the first Shazam. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. It's kind of just like, it's like the definition of mid, I think. Number
you said
9,
Fury of the Gods?
Yeah, Fury of the Gods. Number 10. Number 9, I have Batman vs Superman. It's just a mess. But I will say, I have Batman vs Superman, but the extended cut. The extended cut is better than the original cut that we got in theaters.
Martha?
Yeah, Martha. There's a lot going on. There's cool ideas in this movie, but I don't think they really like take advantage of them. And the Snyderverse kind of gets cut short and doesn't really get to go all out on all those ideas. So a lot of this movie gets like left on the cutting room floor. Number 8, I have Shazam, the first Shazam movie. This is when we're starting to get to movies that are like decent or good. I think the first Shazam movie is pretty good. I think that it has a lot of heart. It's like a good story. It's pretty easy to take in, and it doesn't try and be like bigger than it is. It's very self-contained, and I think that that's why it works. Number 7, I have The Flash. I think it's good. It does its job. The CGI is shit. I think that hurts it a lot. But
I think Barry is super annoying when he's younger.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem. I don't really have a problem with the berries.
That one.
But I liked Michael Keaton's Batman, and I can't remember the actress's name now, but she does a great job as Supergirl. I really like her. Supergirl. It would be super cool if she came back as Supergirl. I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe. Number 6, I have Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous something Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That's the actual title of the movie.
Holy shit, that's a long title.
Yeah, it's actually, but it's perfect.
It's like a Minato Jutsu name.
It's perfect for that movie because Harley Quinn is so outlandish and like bombastic and wild and all over the place, so it works. And that movie is a Harley Quinn story, so
you mean
Margot
Barbie?
Robbie, yeah, it's basically Barbie 0.5.
The prequel to Barbie.
It's goth Barbie.
Yeah, but I like that movie a lot. Ewan McGregor's in it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. He plays the villain, Black Mask. He's awesome. He does a good job.
Mask black?
Yeah, his mask is black.
Say hello.
Hello.
No,
there.
he doesn't. He doesn't say hello there, but he's
not
really
interested.
He's really good.
Imagine he just walks up to Harley Quinn and she goes, General Kenobi.
That would be pretty cool. But that movie's good. Margot Robbie does a really good job. Number 5, I have Man of Steel. That's Superman. The first one with Henry Cavill. Well, there's only one, but Henry Cavill's Superman we get to see. I think it has a really awesome score. The music is great. I don't really like the decisions that they make with Superman. I don't feel like he's very Superman-ish. He's kind of dark and like... But then again, the whole Snyderverse is pretty dark, so it fits for that universe. But it's just not personally the way that I would like to see Superman.
Sure.
Number 4, I have Blue Beetle for all of the reasons I already talked about.
That's high up there. I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah, Blue Beetle is... I mean, we're not working with much in the DCEU.
We're not talking about absolute bangers here.
Yeah, that's true.
We've only got... I'd say after... Maybe Shazam is good, Flash is decent, and then Birds of Prey, I'd say, is pretty good. So we're not working with many great movies right now. Number 3, and this has changed for me. Sometimes I've had this number 3 at number 1, but the third act kills it for me, so I had to put it further down, is the original Wonder Woman. We get Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. She's awesome. She's literally what I think of every time now when I think of Wonder Woman. So, and there is a Wonder Woman 3 in development, and apparently...
There's a big controversy around that.
She's not going to be Wonder Woman. The studio came out and said.
Who said?
The studio.
She's not.
Like she said she was going to be, but then they had to come out and say like, oh, it's kind of awkward, but she actually isn't.
Yeah, it ended up being a big thing where she lied or she thought it and they didn't tell her yet.
It's probably...
And then they lied to her.
Yeah, DC's fucked up right now just with the whole James Gunn thing, and everybody doesn't know what's happening. Henry Cavill was coming back, and now he's not coming back, and
It's a mess.
tons of things are being cut. But
Everyone's getting bodied on there.
Yeah, the last thing I knew was that there is a Wonder Woman 3, so maybe Gal Gadot isn't going to be Wonder Woman anymore, which is pretty sad because I like her a lot. But I guess that'll make it.
But I think it would be too confusing if you started carrying over some, but not all.
Yeah, I'm also kind of okay with it for that reason.
Yeah, better to wipe them all than to keep some. And if you were going to keep any, it should have only been Superman.
I mean,
technically, it should have been the Flash.
Gal Gadot does great as Wonder Woman. She is she looks the part perfectly.
I find her facial expressions kind of lacking sometimes.
I really like Gal Gadot.
She's not hot enough for me.
No, like she just looks plain when she's supposed to be delivering an emotional scene.
Well, that's kind of part of the thing. She's like basically a recluse, lived on an island, so she's like not trained to interact with humans very well.
She has some emotional moments that you kind of.
I thought the Amazons were warriors. Wouldn't a warrior know to hype up other warriors?
I don't know. I'm not a warrior.
In her movie, she's literally the only one that's able to fight. She's literally fighting. She's a god fighting with a Air Force pilot. Like, there's only so much you can say to motivate the guy. He can only do so much.
And that Air Force pilot was my favorite character.
He is good. He does a great job.
And he kills it in Dungeons and Dragons as well.
I will say the scene of her fighting in the No Man's Land.
Yes, I was about to say that, Bert. That is the great scene. That scene saves. That movie is a good movie, but that
Holy
scene.
Shit, I totally just remembered that right now.
That No Man's Land scene is great.
How long it takes her to get across. Like, it just goes to show how hard it was to get across.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it in a single leap, but yeah, you're right.
All right, enough Wonder Woman. Number 2, I have the Snyder Cut Justice League. The 4-hour runtime is
better.
Is a little too much, but they do hit a bunch of points that
5.
Everybody wanted the original Justice League to hit.
It should have been all the mistakes movies of the first.
It could have easily been 2 movies, yeah. But it takes its time. It develops the characters. We understand why things are happening. Steppenwolf is better. We get to see a little bit of Darkseid. The characters make more sense. Cyborg gets to do more. Everybody gets to do a little bit more.
Cyborg sucks in that movie. All of them.
In Justice League, the original cut, he sucks. In Snyder Cut, he's still not great, but he's better. Everything's just a little bit better, and the story makes way more sense, and it flows better. It's just really long, so that hurts it.
Watch it at home. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time. Watch it in the span of a week.
I tried to do that, but I'll tell you on my part. Keep going.
And then number 1, I have The Suicide Squad by James Gunn. This one flip-flops.
The Starfish?
Yes, the Starfish one. With
Patrick?
Nice.
Margot Robbie's in it, and Idris Elba, and we get John Cena as Peacemaker.
John Cena is surprisingly a really good actor.
It takes the right role. Peacemaker is the perfect role for him, where he can be just as like awkward and crazy.
I mean, he also killed it in Ninja Turtles.
He doesn't talk much, but yeah. But sometimes he can overact, which kind of hurts some of his performances. But Peacemaker is literally designed to overact, so it works really well for John Cena. I don't think he's
like a record breaker award winner, but he's just surprisingly good.
I'd agree with that.
Because that was his WWE experience, right?
Yeah, that's literally what WWE is overacting.
No, like, that is acting.
Yeah,
that's how The Rock did it.
They have like stories and seasons and stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
But I like that Suicide Squad. It paced really well. It's just a much better movie, like, technically. And they make you care about every character, which James Gunn is really good at doing. What?
It was shot nice, like the camera. Like,
yeah, right. It's really like appealing to watch too.
I'm remembering like Harley escaping whatever prison. Or
that's a great scene.
She was in.
She goes crazy.
So, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, the Peacemaker stuff. Idris Elba does a great job. Trying to think what else. It's just really solid and it's really good. This one changes me between. Yes, King Shark is great. All the characters are great. You care about every character.
Rat Girl,
Ratcatcher.
I was going to say that. I was just waiting for my turn, but
Polka
Rat Girl
Dot-
was my favorite part of the whole movie.
Me too.
He was
And
pretty good.
Polka Dot Man, like you would never care about these characters. The
You
giant
know,
starfish, we
What a
actually cared
terrible
about.
curse.
You actually feel bad for the giant starfish.
You know what was funny as fuck in that movie? When they break into the compound and kill all the guys, and he's like, "Where are my men?" And they're like, "Oh, we just killed them all."
Yeah.
Yeah. Margot Robbie does great. Everybody does great. And James Gunn makes you care about all the characters just like he did with no-name characters when the Guardians first came out. And now he does the same thing with these guys. So it's really good.
To
that
a
was
lesser
pretty nice.
extent, but yeah.
The only thing I don't have on my list is the Peacemaker show, which is technically canon to the DCEU, but I haven't seen it. So, and it wasn't a movie, so I didn't include it on my list. But
Never mind. My
But
turn?
that's my list. Yeah. You guys can go next.
So I've seen way, way, way less than that. I've seen like 7 movies of the DC. And of the ones I've seen, the bottom is Aquaman. I thought it was super standard. It just had random explosions all the time. And it was kind of boring. Above that, I have Flash, which I think people say Flash is like terrible, absolutely garbage. But that's a movie that I think is super average. It's like okay, but in the whole DC, this is like a weird thing. Aquaman has, I think, really good effects, and the Flash has the worst I think I've ever seen.
The way he runs, he looks...
The baby
Stupid.
scene looked so bad.
That was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
The Flash, I think part of the reason people are like it's so bad, first of all, because they hate the actor. That's one thing. Second is the effects. Because
I don't
the movie
think people
itself,
hate it
I
as
think
much as you're saying, though. I think the fans generally don't
I don't like this Flash.
hate it.
I'm just saying I think the movie itself was pretty standard average. And then it just gets brought down by the effects. Above that, I have Wonder Woman. The first one's the only one I've seen, so
Fair.
yeah, it's been a long time, but I remember I liked it. It was pretty solid. I love Chris Pine, so that helped. This is something when you went through your list, you reminded me of what happened in this movie, and I've now swapped. So I'm moving to my 4th spot, Man of Steel. It used to be at 3rd, but I switched it. So now Man of Steel, mostly because I'm just not a big Superman guy. To me, he's like just so OP that it's not as interesting. And I'm also just not a big fan of flying superheroes in the way of like they can just fly. It's different if they have like, some kind of device or something. But like I feel like when you can fly, it takes a lot of tension out of a lot of fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
So, like, versus flying with, like, a jetpack.
Yeah, versus like Iron Man who could actually like fall.
Yeah, if
Or-
the suit stops working or whatever.
Yeah. Or even Spider-Man. He can get up in the air, but he can still fall,
Yeah, I get that.
Whereas Superman, it'd be kind of hard to have him fall unless he gets knocked
Knock
out or
him out.
something. Yeah.
Even then, it doesn't matter because what's it with Kryptonite?
Yeah. But then you reminded me of what happened in this movie and it overpassed Man of Steel, the Suicide Squad with Patrick. That movie was
that
really
movie-
good.
It was
I love
really
that
good.
movie.
I really liked the Rat Girl. She gave me, this is probably something only Bert will get. She gave me vibes of oh my God, I can't remember her name, but the girl from Dungeons and Dragons, the really cool one that turned into
I never saw
animals.
Dungeons and Dragons. So
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Those
I-
characters are like super similar, and they're
Really?
both my favorite character of those movies. So that's
They are
that.
pretty cool.
Second on my list, because I've only got 2 left, and that's all I've seen. Second is actually Blue Beetle. I thought it was one of the better ones. So
I
We
think
already
if you
talked about
rewatch
why.
some of the other ones, you would change it, but that's good.
for me, my number 1. This is apparently not anywhere close to yours, but I really liked Shazam. I thought it was funny. I thought it was like just silly enough, but not overly silly. Like just stupid, you know?
Yeah, they have good comedy, and everything's pretty relatable.
And it was like one of those movies that was like a chill movie. You just go in and you're like, oh,
yeah, you just have a good time with it.
Yeah, and you go home.
Yeah, and it's self-contained.
That's all I got.
There's no
for
great
DC,
world-ending threat that is pushing the universe forward. It's just self-contained and easy to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Those are all the ones I've seen, though, so I got nothing else to say.
Give me your list.
All right. So the bottom of the barrel, in my opinion, is Justice League, the theatrical release.
The theatrical release.
Both of you said
terrible.
The Justice League.
Yeah.
Because it's Joss Whedon's vision. He fucked it.
I don't care.
Slight side thing here. Imagine being Joss Whedon or whatever his name is, and
it's amazing. It's amazing that he made it that bad because he did the first 2 Avengers movies.
Really?
Yeah, he directed.
Well, that's good then, because at least he's not like known as only making that dog shit Justice League. At least he has one good Avengers movie.
Ultron's much better than people give it credit for. If you rewatch Ultron, it holds up pretty good, and it's actually a lot better than I think when it came out.
I think
better than anything that nowadays.
It's a mid one. Well,
anyways,
mid for old Marvel.
The OG Avengers movie
one for new Marvel.
The OG Avengers movie is top tier in my opinion. It's in my
I agree
it might be in my top 5.
Let Burris get back to his list.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So then moving up is Suicide Squad, the first one.
Thank God.
I just didn't like it. I don't know. I didn't like the Joker.
No, he sucked.
I didn't think it was very memorable.
I don't remember it, so.
And then Aquaman above that. Actually, no, we're going to do my third bottom is Wonder Woman. The 1984
what's the one? Oh, okay,
cut.
okay. Thank you.
Just like this wasn't a good sequel or whatever it was supposed to be.
Definitely not a good sequel, yeah.
It's not a prequel.
No, it's a sequel to the second one. Or to the first one, I mean.
Wow,
I don't want to repeat what you said, but I just agree with what you said.
Yeah,
there's not much to say about that one. It's just it doesn't do a good job of really of a sequel, and it just hits a bunch of the same points as the first one. So,
So then after that is Aquaman. I thought it was a pretty okay movie. I don't remember it being I'm thinking about it, and I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think it was amazing.
It's one of those that you just kind of forget about afterwards. At least that's what happened to me.
I genuinely dislike that
movie,
and I don't know. I think I'm in the minority for that for whatever reason.
And then it's the Snyder cut of Justice League.
Wow, you have that kind of low.
Actually, sorry, this list is kind of out of order. After that, I had Black Adam.
Okay, thank you.
Black Adam to me was just a nightmare of a.
But did you go to the movie with a Zoa? That might have changed your mind.
No, I saw it at home.
Did you have a Zoa?
No.
Well, there's your problem.
Okay, I'll rewatch it with.
No, don't watch it again. Just get a Zoa.
What's next?
I'll be honest. I work at a grocery store. I don't sell very many of those.
They're good. The fruit punch one's good.
What's next on your list?
And then after that, I had The Flash.
Okay.
I didn't think it was that good. I thought the effects were terrible. I thought the story was very easily fixable, but they were just being stupid and ignoring.
But he had that cool running stance.
That running stance was terrible. See, I feel like the problem with the Flash is they try to they do slow motion to show how fast he is, but slow motion doesn't look good, with bad CGI. So they should just show him how fast he is instead. There was a one scene, and I forgot which movie it was. I think it was the Justice League when there's a building's falling on a group of people, and it does and it shows him moving all the rubble out of the way in real time, versus slowing it down and pushing it off slowly one by one.
It's just ever since that X-Men Quicksilver scene, everyone freaking copies that shit.
Yeah, I think it would be cooler to see
actually good.
No, that one's good, but now it's so overdone. Even the Sonic movies do that.
Yeah, super speed's hard to do in film, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. So then after The Flash, then it's the Snyder's cut Justice League.
Okay.
I thought it fixed a lot of the problems of Josh's or whoever.
Joss. My boy Joss.
It provided a lot more background and context for characters you were seeing on screen.
Yeah.
And for events that were happening in the movie and like why this was happening. And then I have Wonder Woman, like the first one.
Okay.
Really good movie. I just like what you said, like what I said earlier with her going across the no man's land.
Yeah,
trying
that
to
was
get to the
cool.
other side.
It's a top tier
cool.
scene. The only thing that hurts
Because
that movie is
scene-
the third act with Ares. That's the only thing that hurts
Yeah.
it.
Then above that, I put Shazam. I like Shazam. I thought it was a good, like, lighthearted superhero movie.
Yeah, that's the word I
Especially
couldn't think
because
of, lighthearted.
Shazam, like, himself is a kid.
Mhm.
So, like, I like the montage of them, like, recording themselves and posting on YouTube, like, figuring out his powers. And
Yeah, and
what he
both the
can do and
actors, the
can't
child
do.
actor and the main Shazam actor, they do a good job of doing that.
Yeah. Then above that, I put Batman versus Superman.
Martha?
I hate that movie.
But the extended cut,
Yes, of
I
course.
didn't like the whatever you wanna
The original,
call it,
yeah.
normal
The theatrical release?
the theatrical. Yeah,
I think they
didn't
released
like
the
that.
extended cut in theaters too, though.
I didn't see
I don't
either,
remember.
So.
Then at the very top, I have the Suicide Squad with Patrick.
Let's go, Patrick Star.
I love that movie. Is so good. It was funny. It was serious. It was like the action was good. The music was good. The effect, like I just liked that movie. At least
I think I got to rewatch
compared
that.
to other DC movies.
I haven't seen that one in a while. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I think that one could move up for me to second place, probably.
That one flip flops
been a
in my
while.
top three. My top three flip flop all the time.
Well, one of them... Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
I think-
my list. I
I
haven't
think-
seen the other ones.
I think that kind of pretty much covers it for the DC stuff. I was going to talk about the DC upcoming stuff, but I don't really think there's much to say. We kind of already talked about it. They have some things coming out. Superman
I have one
Legacy.
thing to say.
What?
Can I? About the
Yeah.
upcoming stuff.
Yeah.
I saw that Dora is going to be playing like Hawk Girl or something. What's the character's name? There's some Hawk-based character in DC. What's their name?
Hawk Girl, I think. There's Hawkman.
It's literally just Hawk Girl.
How original.
I said that like just saying some dumb name. I didn't think that was actually it.
I have some of the...
Yeah,
some
but
of the
Dora's
stuff-
supposed to be playing her. That's
oh,
pretty
that's kinda
cool. I like that
It
actress.
is cool.
Her name Isabella Merced, I think is. She changed her last name. I'm confused now, but
I don't know.
she's cool. She's a cool one.
Okay. But yeah, so some of the upcoming DC stuff, we're not going to talk about it too much. I'll kind of just throw them out there. You guys can chime in whenever. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom comes out this year in December. It's Aquaman 2.
I'll probably
sure.
skip that one.
Not sure how it's going to fit into everything, just like everything else. They have Joker 2, titled Joker, Folly Ado. Lady Gaga.
That one's a
I think.
musical, right?
I think it's supposed to be a musical, and I think Lady Gaga is also a part of it.
Yeah, she's Harley Quinn.
Yeah, this takes place in DC has like the Elseworld stories, which is basically
It's
like their what if.
It's the Joaquin Phoenix one.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
That movie
Yeah.
I think could go either way for me, which sucks because the 2018 Joker is my second favorite movie ever. So, you know, the fact that it's a musical, it could either make it awesome or could make it annoying. I'll have to see how it's done, but
Yeah,
I'll definitely
that
go
one's
see it.
That one's worth watching. And it's not connected to anything, so you can just watch it one time or however many
Well, the
times
first
and enjoy
Joker,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a sequel to that one, but they're not connected to like the greater DC.
Oh,
universe
yeah.
stuff. Then we got Superman Legacy. That's the start of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters of the new DCU. That one will have to be a must-watch. We got The Batman Part 2, which is also an Elseworld story, so it doesn't take place in the new DC Universe stuff.
Is this our Edward Batman?
Yep, that is Robert Pattinson's Batman, which I love
think
the
that-
Batman. So
I'm one of the few people that I didn't dislike it, but people were like, that movie was amazing. And I thought it was, I'd probably give it a 7, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow, that seems kind of low, but
I just felt like a lot of times, like this happened multiple times in that movie where people were just shooting at him and he would just walk at them and then punch them. Like he didn't like sneak around or anything. He would just walk straight at them while they shot at his bulletproof armor and then punch them.
yeah, I think kind of the point of that is like he's young and he's kind of thinks he's invincible, so he just kind of does that.
But the soundtrack for that movie, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
Great
soundtrack.
That was good.
What else do we got? Booster
It was also
Gold.
filmed really cool.
Yeah, I want to say Booster Gold. Very kind of obscure DC character, but has
I've never
big,
even heard of it.
Yeah, me neither. But has a big connection to Blue Beetle. So if Blue Beetle is going to return, it will be in the Booster Gold TV show, which is supposed to be on Max.
If I hear that my boy Miguel from Cobra Kai is in that, I'll watch it. If he's not, I'm skipping it.
Yeah, so I'm going to be on the lookout for that. And then there is the Batman, the Brave and the Bold. That will take place in the new DCU, so there will be another version of Batman.
Oh, I have news on that. Can I say it?
Yeah.
I heard that they're thinking of casting Dean Winchester, and I think that would be perfect.
That would be awesome.
He is supposed to be slightly older. His son, Damian Wayne, is supposed to be a part of it. There will be a Robin, and it's rumored that it's going to be Damian.
If they cast Jensen Ackles as Batman, I'll be there every single time.
Even if it's a shit movie,
I'll go twice. I love Dean Winchester, and it's not even just as Dean Winchester that he kills it. He kills it in The Boys too. So he's impressed me on multiple projects.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, he's the best part of Supernatural. He's the best part of The Boys, and he's only in it for one season so far. He comes in season 3, and he was the best part. So if he's Batman, I'll be so psyched.
Yeah, that's a project to look forward to. We got to find out who our new Batman is going to be. The Damian Wayne stuff, the father-son dynamic will be interesting. And last thing for DC, there's a ton of other animated series coming out on Max and some other projects, other shows. They have like a bunch of stuff planned. I didn't list it all. There's random things, Swamp Thing, all kinds of stuff.
I would see that just because it seems funny.
Yeah,
it could be a good horror movie, and I like horror movies, so
could be. Yeah, and those are all supposed to be in the new DCU. So hopefully that starts to get a little bit more understandable, and we start seeing the image that's supposed to be coming.
Did you see the Magic 8-Ball horror movie that's coming out?
I heard of it, but I haven't seen like a trailer or anything.
I don't think there is a trailer, but the premise seems cool.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Just wanted to bring
all right,
that up.
I think that we're almost done. I think we've almost
hit
everything.
Do we move on to the homework section?
Yeah, our homework that we had. You guys watched Secret Invasion episode 1 and 2, or just one?
Just one.
I watched 1 and 2, but we're just going to talk about 1 today.
All right, yeah, this will be pretty quick. There's not really a ton to talk about. This will have spoilers for Secret Invasion.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, Secret Invasion spoilers ahead right now. The big thing that happened. I'll let you guys talk about it.
Okay, well, first, I would say there's 2 big moments of the episode. First of all, we find out basically in the first 5-10 minutes that Ross is a Skrull. I don't know how long yet.
Everett Ross is revealed to be a Skrull.
Yeah, I'm guessing we'll probably find out how long he has been in the later episodes. I'll have to see. I'm not sure yet. If it was back before Civil War, that would be pretty sick, honestly. But there's no indication yet.
Yeah. The last that we saw of Ross before Secret Invasion was him getting broken out of prison by the Wakandans. So, timeline stuff going to be interesting. Well, I know how it happened, but
I didn't. What did you say? He got broken out of prison by what?
The Wakandans in Black Panther 2.
Oh yeah.
At the end of Black Panther, he gets put in prison by the FBI. His ex-wife, Val.
Yeah. I remember now.
Yeah. So
another
timeline
thing,
stuff. I know how it's working out, but you guys will find out.
this is just because we're at the beginning right now. I thought the intro was so sick. That was a really cool intro.
Really nice.
Controversial intro, actually, because that is all created by AI. No actual artist work.
Well, this is awkward now.
It shows.
We're like, man, that was so much better than their other intros made by actual humans.
Well, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought the intro was sick.
Oh, I want you guys to keep this in mind while you are watching the show. The budget for that show, it's in the $200 million range.
Per episode?
The whole show or episode?
The whole show. 200 per episode would be absolutely insane.
That's like
Game of Thrones.
Probably, I'll let you guys keep talking about it, but I guess you guys want to talk about the ending.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep going. Bert, are you good with that?
Yeah.
So another thing that so there's a couple things that happened. The main big reveal was Ross is a Skrull. You see that pretty much at the beginning. And then towards the end of the episode, well, hold on. Let's walk through what the episode is about, right? You want to basically... You go, because I think you have more stuff on the mid section.
So basically, the Skrulls have been living on Earth for a while now. And there's, from what I've gathered, two sort of factions of them. There's ones that are content with living with the humans, and then there's another one that wants to... Actually, no, I'm sorry. They're trying to find a new planet to call home because their previous one was destroyed.
Yeah, but from what it looks like, that happened way before Captain Marvel takes place.
So it matters because their whole goal right now is to try to find a planet to call home. And Nick Fury arranged with them that we'll help you look. But there's two factions, ones that are still looking, and then there's another one that wants to make Earth their home. So in a way to sort of eliminate humans, they're using their shape-shifting abilities and
to impersonate people of power and
people
sort
from
of
different countries,
get more things going on for them.
Yeah, and to group up together and do acts of terrorism. But since they can change faces depending on their country, they'll change faces to represent where they're attacking from and to try to spark international conflict.
Yeah.
Ultimately lead humans to their destruction. And
basically, I guess now at this point, it's becoming either more serious problem or a more noticeable problem that they now are aware of, because it gets to the point where Nick Fury finally has to step in. We haven't seen him in a while. And he comes in to, I guess, help. I'm not sure what he can do because nothing's happened yet.
Fury's pretty broken, too, at this point. He's really affected by the snap and everything, so all of that stuff happened.
It does seem like that.
I don't like Fury, and I think maybe I'm not supposed to like him right now.
It seems like everyone hates him in the show. Everyone's like, you're a pussy now.
Yeah. You don't know how to make decisions. You don't know how to
basically
take
they're
you're
like,
bitch.
You're
Go
old. Get out of here.
Yeah, he's just criticized a lot because he left Earth and he hasn't been back in so long, and now he's just randomly showing up.
It's basically Cars 3.
Yeah, but if you want to simplify it.
Yeah, so, basic overview of first episode. We find out early on Ross is a Skrull. Then the people that are now starting to worry about Skrulls contact Nick Fury. He comes back down, and they're going through their, I don't know what the faction's called, but the friendly Skrulls that Fury knows, to try and get information on these, I don't know if they're the bigger faction or not. They're other Skrulls that are bad.
A minority.
I'm not sure, but they seem to want to, or Fury wants to get information on them or whatever. And there's this girl, which is a Skrull, I guess, but
she's the one from Captain Marvel, the child Skrull at the end.
Oh wow, I totally did not notice that.
Yeah, it's Talos' daughter.
Either.
Okay. I guess I should have noticed that. Yeah, so she's like, throughout the whole episode 1, it's like, is she on our side? Is she on their side? Then it looks like she's on our side. Turns out, at least I think, I guess it could have been an accident, but it looks like, nope, she wasn't on our side. She was baiting us. Bam, they kill Agent Hill.
Yeah, Maria Hill gets taken down. She's finally killed off.
I was literally thinking before she got shot, I was like, I'm happy to see her again.
Here's the thing about that death. It was sad, sure, but I was like, oh my god, it's her. I totally forgot about her. That's cool. Oh, she's dead already. Wow, I didn't have much time to do much.
Exactly.
I think they could have waited an episode, like maybe end of episode 2, give me more time to like remember her before you kill her.
Yeah, they started off with a bang, literally, with killing her and those explosions and everything, so.
She didn't die from the explosion. She died from a gunshot.
Yeah, she got shot right in the gut.
Yeah, but a bunch of other people died from the explosion. Like, they definitely showed someone get obliterated by that bomb.
Yeah, and the whole point is to show Fury, like, at his lowest. So he's been beaten, and now he just lost Hill, so he's just at...
Basically, Fury fucks up. And I'm guessing the rest of the series is going to be him.
And the whole point is the old Fury never would have made those mistakes and all that. So, but
that's what they told him.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Secret Invasion.
So we're gonna have to see where it goes from now. The things I'm hoping to get info on is right now, like the I want to know if Ross is how long he was a Skrull, and I guess I want to see where we go with this girl. I'm guessing she's going to end up switching to the good side towards the end, but we'll see.
Yeah, you guys will find out all as you continue to watch, so... Yeah. I think that's basically it for... for
episode 1 of Secret Wars. Then we move on to his homework. A very highly anticipated moment for me, for our viewers. Some of them have been anticipating this. I don't know if Bert's been excited for this.
I am.
Yeah, so
this show is awesome.
I had the homework assignment of watching the show Spy Family. I did way more homework than you guys did, because you guys got through 1 hour. I got through 4.
I watched 2.
Okay, fair enough.
I was moving.
I was too.
I literally moved an entire house, so...
I heard you weren't there.
I was there. Trust me.
Look. Either way... you have to remember, when we told you to watch it, we're like, watch the show, it's super good. You're like, watch Secret Invasion, it's disappointing.
Shit.
And then we're like, oh, okay.
I wasn't really in a rush to start it when you told me that.
All right, well, regardless, my thoughts on this show. It's surprisingly enjoyable. It's very funny. I like it a lot. I like the characters. I like Anya. I don't remember anybody's name except her, honestly.
Who's your favorite character then? Is it Anya?
Probably is Anya. Yeah.
My favorite character is Yor, which is the mom.
The mom. Yeah, the assassin mom. Okay, I do remember her name.
Pretty good.
She's probably second, and then the dad is probably third.
Anya, dad, mom.
Yeah, I'm on episode 13, so like I'm assuming that they're gonna get
End
a
of
dog.
Part 1.
Yeah, I just finished part 1 of season 1. I'm assuming they're gonna get a dog because they like showed this little like teaser of a dog sitting in a kennel and stuff, and they're all talking about getting a dog.
He's also in the intro. Yeah, that's just an anime thing. If you like start getting into anime, skip the intros because 80% of the time they spoil shit.
They'll spoil characters.
If you're watching Naruto, there are character deaths in the intros, like 30 episodes, 100 episodes before they happen. You gotta skip the intros.
All right, good to know.
Damn, imagine watching Naruto.
Don't say anything
coming out.
Yeah,
like
could you imagine?
Intro.
And then you're like, "What? That can't be real." And then you get there and you're like, "It was real."
Wow,
damn, it's brutal.
But yeah, I'll say genuinely surprised. I enjoyed it. I will probably finish it by the start of our next episode.
What was your favorite episode?
Oh, man, I gotta think. It's been a little while now since I saw an episode.
You want me to say one of mine then to help give you like?
Sure, if it's not before before episode 13,
it's not.
Or after. I mean,
so my favorite like sections of the show are when Anya goes to school. I think those are hilarious, and
Okay,
I think
I do have a
Damien
favorite
is
one.
like a pretty funny character. The dodgeball episode
I was
is
just about to say that.
hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite one.
The charge up of her freaking dodgeball shots,
There's a lot of funny stuff that happens with her.
and then Damien blocks it, and it like becomes like that's some like Dragon Ball Z shit where they're like blocking this dodgeball like it's gonna blow up the world.
Yeah.
Takes all their power to catch the ball.
Yeah,
One thing I
that
will say
shit's
is
funny.
I hope that the relationship of Yor and the dad actually goes somewhere else and like makes it more interesting.
I agree. I would like them
Me
to
too.
actually fall in love. That would be cool.
So yeah, but that's about all I have to say about it. I like it and I'm going to keep watching it. So
How would you
Now, does this make you?
part 1? How would you rate it?
out of 10,
Yeah,
part 1 I'd probably give it like
in terms of like a comedy type of show.
Yeah,
it's not
I'm not-
obviously anything legendary.
yeah, I'd probably say like a 6, maybe a 7. It's good.
Okay.
It's enjoyable. It's fun to watch. Like in their short
Has it brought
episodes.
you more into anime or no?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, I guess I'd be more willing to try other things too now, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah. This is more of like, because anime has like its own genres, right? I guess this would be considered like not really romantic, but maybe like a slice of life comedy, action comedy.
Yeah.
Right, Bert?
I'd probably call
Yeah,
it romantic
something like
action comedy.
Yeah. But it's
There's very
totally
little
got
romance.
some slice of life in there. That's like an anime term. I think it's only an anime, but
Yeah, if you see them going shopping, it's a slice of life.
yeah, or going to
They do
school.
go shopping.
Slice of life.
They have an outing. or
Yeah,
whatever.
the ootings.
The Ooding,
Anya
yes.
Anya
Anya
is
has
so
ootings.
cute.
Yeah,
She
is
is
a cute
probably
little thing.
like in anime, she's probably the best like young girl like to not be annoying because usually
she's
they're
literally
so
like
annoying.
5 years old.
Yeah, but usually in anime those kids are annoying as hell.
She's
That is
actually
true.
cool. I like her.
Yeah, Anya's hilarious. And then like the reading mind, like the thing is the show seems like it would be so weird. It's like you have a little girl that reads minds, a spy, and an assassin. Like that's so out
It is
there.
very
but
random
it just
and
They
weird.
works.
don't, and no one knows. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody knows
It's like
anything.
no one
except
knows who
Anya.
they are.
It's like a game of werewolf, but in a show.
Kind
But
of,
then
yeah.
Anya knows everything, so it's like it's funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, and it only works because she's 4 or whatever and thinks that like that's normal. Like if it was a regular
Yeah.
person that knew everything, it wouldn't be as cool.
Has the brother of Yor been introduced?
Yeah,
Yes.
I hate him. He's so annoying.
Yeah, he's weird.
He
But
like
it is a
loves
cool
his sister
dynamic,
in a
though.
weird way.
Yeah, that's a weird anime thing that happens.
That is a trope that comes up a lot.
Oh my god, it
But-
was so hard to watch that episode. I was like, what in the fuck is happening?
It does add a cool dynamic though, I think, between him and oh my god, what's his name? I can't remember the dad's name right now.
It's like Lloyd or
I did
something like
earlier.
that.
Lloyd,
like
yeah, it's Lloyd. In terms of like that he is for the opposing government.
Yeah,
that's
that's,
kind of-
obviously going to be something that happens, but him as like a character, he's so annoying. I hate that guy.
I would think that probably in the future there's going to be some conflict of her brother and him, Lloyd.
Probably.
Has to
Seems
be.
like they set it up.
Yeah. We'll have to see though.
All right.
But that's it for that. I'm glad you liked it. That's awesome. And then
Yeah, me too.
well, you'll finish it up, you said. I think we'll try and how many episodes is Secret Invasion? 6?
It's 6.
6.
Let's be at least at 4, Bert, by the next one.
That I can do.
End of 4. Finishing 4.
Yeah, I know what you mean. On 5,
Yeah.
ready to watch.
So we'll get to there. You'll finish this one. And then, or maybe we should just finish it because then we can all assign new homework at the same time.
We'll try to finish it and we'll see where we
I'll
get.
try to finish.
Yeah. We'll see where
I'll
we
watch
get,
one-
but
I'll
minimum
watch one
get to the
tonight.
end of 4. But try to
All
finish it. That's what we'll go. He'll watch the rest of Spy Family. We'll convene again in 2 weeks and we'll talk about it again. And then we'll give out new homework.
Yep. I think we're about done with the episode. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to touch on. We're kind of going pretty long in this one, so let's try and wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess it's just what have you guys been up to, and then we can get out of here. He said he's been doing Spy Family. We've obviously been watching Secret Invasion. Other than that, update on Shredder's Revenge, the game that we've been playing. I think I forgot to update on the last episode. I beat the first level undamaged.
I did too.
I did it.
I haven't.
I did it first, though. I'll still help you, Burp, but I've done it now. It's possible. It was
It is
tough,
possible.
but
I did it.
I've
too.
done it.
Okay.
Besides that, I also watched a History of the TMNT movie, which was actually pretty good. Here's a little fun fact for the boys here. Did you know that in the 80s, the Ninja Turtles were outselling the Avengers?
No.
I didn't know that until you told me it the other day, which is pretty cool. But that is the height of the Ninja Turtles' popularity, so it's also not too surprising.
They also were rejected by Disney when they were trying to start out. They said, "That's stupid. Why would anyone care about mutant turtles?"
Well, they were wrong.
Yeah.
That's okay. Disney's allowed to be wrong.
There was also another funny thing that I saw in there, where when the comics were already successful, but as successful as comics are, that's not really mainstream comics.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were going to start the original 80s TV show, they called up some screenwriter. And apparently he's like, man, I was so embarrassed to ask him. He's like, hey, we have this idea for a show about teenagers and they're mutant and like super
Turtles.
awkward. And then the guy, he didn't even finish it. And the guy goes, Ninja Turtles? No shit.
That's awesome.
actually
And then he's
so
like,
cool.
I'll do it. Like
That's
he,
cool.
he couldn't believe it. That was funny. I thought that was a cool part of the movie.
That is cool.
Yeah, but besides that, it's pretty much all I've been up to. All three of us have actually moved.
Yeah,
So
we've
that's
all
kind of
moved.
funny.
Bert's back in school, and we moved houses.
We moved. I'm working on my setup still, so it's probably
Yeah,
going to be a
I'm-
while till
My
I'm up
setup's
to full
rough
strength.
right now, but we got it done.
Bert, how about you?
I moved to my dorm. I have classes.
Your life sucks.
That's it. Yeah, I'm still in school. It's terrible.
All right, let's wrap this up. Next episode, I think we're gonna try and play Baldur's Gate in between this
Oh,
episode
yeah.
and the next one. For anybody that doesn't know, it's a huge game that's come out.
It's a huge deal. I mean, I knew about it before it came out, but apparently, according to everyone, it's like God tier level amazing, like Elden Ring type shit or Red Dead 2, like so good. So
Yeah,
I was
we're not
going to play it
talk too
anyways,
much
but
about
now
it.
it gives me an excuse.
Yeah, we're not going to
No,
talk
we
too
don't know
much about it
anything.
right now. We don't know much, and we know some things like some industry news, but we'll save that for the episode. So
Yeah. But apparently it's amazing, so the three of us will hop on it. We'll get back to you in 2 weeks and let you know.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the last episode. It was our best episode so far, so hopefully we can keep that going. And I
Keep
think
it
that's
salty,
it.
guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, see ya.